everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Charmed Persons. We are very excited to be here for our first mini campaign. It should be an absolute blast. We are going to be doing it in the SW5E campaign, um, or SW5E system, which is Star Wars 5th edition. It's basically just a remapping of, or reskinning, I should say. Well, I should, honestly, that's an understatement. They did a really great job. You should check them out. Everything is free, but you can donate to their website, and it's great. They have a massive amount of stuff that you can look at. So we're very excited to get started, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? So the year is 454 ABY. The War of Light and Dark ended centuries ago. The Lintara galaxy has been the host of a multitude of millennia filled with conflict and turmoil. Unfortunately, present day is no exception. The Xandurian democracy and the Cove supremacy are currently in a galaxy-sprawling war for control. The Xandurian democracy, led by the High Council, who are then advised by the Senate, push for a government of the people and for the people. For the Xandurians, every voice must be heard with equal weight. On the flip side, the Cove supremacy scoffs at the childish Xandurian democracy and their pipe dreams. According to Overlord Riva, the ruler of the Cove supremacy, hearing every voice leads to nothing but wasted time and resources. The populations of the galaxy, according to the Cove supremacy, need a firm hand of guidance in order to prosper. The War of Ruling, as it has been deemed by scholars, has been ravaging the galaxy for almost 5 decades. Other empires, coalitions, and organizations that make up the vast number of smaller factions have chosen various sides. Some choose to stay neutral and avoid the conflict altogether. But an interesting development in the War of Ruling has occurred. Reports were collected by the Xandurian democracy that members of the Cove supremacy had come upon an ancient artifact. One that would not only change the course of this never-ending conflict, but an item that was rumored to belong to the ancient Sith. Some reports, although few, have even told tale of the return of the Sith. No matter how large of a chance there was for this rumor to be complete folly, the Xandurian democracy did not dare to keep it unchecked. So, the Xandurian democracy recruited a small starship known as the Nova. Captain Gimo Kwan and the crew of the Nova are notorious for their agile tactics, their cunning fortitude. On many occasions, the missions that they have gone on were not entirely legal, but the Xandurian democracy is not looking for morally ethic. They are looking for efficient. Thus, the crew of the Nova were hired, a small ship with an elite crew tasked with entering the Cove supremacy, entering the controlled system, the Wibka system, and finding the artifact, if it existed, at all costs. And there, our specific story begins. The Zen. It is early morning, although it is hard to tell from the never-changing systems of lights that line the inner walls of Fongrick Station in the Lavaria system. Fongrick Station orbits a small star in the system and is the largest Xandurian hub past the Cove borders. Okay, thank you. The trumpets are done. The station itself, actually, sorry. The station itself houses thousands of occupants. It takes a very large staff and crew to keep this station running smoothly, and most of them have families. On top of that, the station is well known for trade, making it pretty easy to find interesting persons from all walks of life. Anyone traveling through the outer systems under Xandurian control, and especially between the Xandurian and Cove Supremacy systems, always stop at Fongrick Station. The small, ever-present star gives the massive construct an eerie, cool blue that shines off of the metallic structures. We zoom in on a specific section in the upper quadrant of the massive all-purpose hangar in the Fongrick Station. The hangar is made up of 3 floors, each with 5 sections, and each section with the ability to dock 5 medium-class ships. There is another military-only hangar on the opposite side, but the Xandurian High Council didn't want to associate themselves with this secretive mission in any way. Thus, Captain Kwan and the crew of the Nova move to and fro in Section E of Floor 3, stocking the ship with necessary supplies, performing mandatory maintenance, and maintaining the illusion of business as usual. Fongrick Station houses many different kinds of leisure activities and bars, but the hangar itself is much more business-centered. The occasional stall can be found on each floor, selling street snacks with savory aromas, various exploring gear with knockoff gadgets, and so forth. The hangar itself is alive and well, despite it being early in the morning. Passengers move to and from their ships, speaking with section heads about payments and storage options, etc. A squad of Xandurian troopers in their plated blue and black armor patrol the floors with surveying eyes, randomly checking the registrations of unfamiliar faces. We then zoom in further onto the Nova itself, a small but sturdy ship with the scuffs and scratches of character painting her hull. Outside of the main ramp, a large figure lifts up a box of power cells for the ship's turrets and places it on one shoulder before walking back up the ramp. JMO, would you like to describe your character? Hmm. All right, so as you're carrying this ramp or this box back up the ramp, we flash back to a couple days ago when you are in the common room of the Nova, just kind of chilling and waiting for. Oh, the stream can't hear Jessica. Oh, there we go. That has been fixed. Thank you, Shifty 1776. Much appreciated. JMO, would you mind describing your character again? Luckily, we caught it early. Also, the viewers haven't been hearing the awesome space sounds. Now you can. Sorry, guys.
No, we're getting
sad
texts.
Watching. The fanfare was great and didn't match the theme. Go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah, so you see a fairly large Doshin carrying this box. She is about 6'10" with very deep yellow scales covering her body, very big hands with big claws, fully reptilian. She's got golden eyes with the horizontal pupils, as most reptilian beings do have. She's very broad-shouldered, very big, very intimidating looking, and generally always seems to be scowling and pissed off at something.
Thank you for repeating that. Sorry about that.
No
so
problem.
yeah, as you're carrying this crate of power cells up the ramp, you flash back to a couple days earlier, where you were speaking with Captain Kwan in the common room. The two of you are just sitting across the table, barely looking at your dinner. Everybody else has kind of already walked away. It's not like you guys have been in any deep conversation. You're almost here out of just like happenstance more than anything. And he kind of looks up at you. So we got a new mission.
Hmm?
Yeah, and it's kind of a big deal.
How big of a deal?
Wick, I think this might be the biggest mission we've ever done.
Well, damn.
I was approached by a member of the High Council. Yeah, I'm not joking.
Okay.
And I wasn't thrown away in a cell in some dark room, so that's great. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, we were offered a job. Apparently, and of course, they only told me what they were willing to tell me. But apparently, Cove is up to something. There's something in the Wipka system that they might have that could change the course of, well, the past 50 years. So, they want to know if it's true. And so we are going to basically be babysitters for some senator as he tries to figure out what's going on, I guess. They're using us because, well, we're good at what we do. We're in and out.
That may be true, but we want to get involved in that level of politics.
I think for 200,000 credits we do. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, sounds like a great plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say pretty much anything. You throw that amount of credits my way. But listen, with Russ and A leaving, and you know that Russ and A were the former co-pilot and gunner of the Nova, who left a few days even before this, so about like a week maybe before current day, completely without word, left some of their stuff behind, but did leave a note basically just saying, we're not dead, but we've left. And so you know that happened. So he says, with Russ and A gone, I'm going to have to hire some new recruits. So I'm gonna hit the town, and well, I need you to watch over the ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure the kids don't get in any trouble.
Sure.
But do you know of any place around here that maybe people like, I don't know, like you would hang out?
I mean, bars are always good ideas, but
True.
do I know
Yeah.
any other places?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a. I guess this would be considered a lore check.
Lore. Ooh, great, because I'm super intelligent.
Slow DC.
It's a nat 20.
That's what it. Yeah. You're like, well, there is this one place. There's a place that you know of that's got some seedy characters, even for the captain. It's just called the Purple Orb, and it's located. It's actually located not far from the third floor of the hangar. It's not even really in the like main station area.
I mean, there is one place that I've frequented here. If you're looking for people like me, this is the place to go. It's called the Purple Orb. It's not too far from here, same level.
Okay. All right. Well.
But take someone with you and don't bring your coin pouch or anything, or your credits pouch, whatever it's called.
Yeah. All right. I'll bring Zadok.
Don't bring anything valuable, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I'll bring Zadok with me. I'll bring Zadok, and you know Zadok is the other gunner, the one that didn't leave. And he says, "All right, well," and he stands and puts his hand on the table. "I better get to work." And then we flash back to current day as you're continuing to walk up the ramp. As you do, you walk past this corner where this small little furry creature is currently working on this control panel on the latrine door, keeps acting up and opening and closing without people actually using it. Angie, would you like to describe your character?
So you see a smaller than average little Ewok um with kind of like a little thing on its head, like a little piece of cloth that it's kind of like put she has kind of put as like a little hat. She's got just like light brown fur with like little like streaks of white here, and right now has giant, like probably way too big. We don't know where she got them, but just like probably like got them off of some mission or somewhere. Welder's goggles on. And the rest of her just is like, has a little cloth on, looks like a little teddy bear,
Yeah.
and has specifically around her wrists, like cloth gauntlets, that she's kind of like put little pieces of metal on, and like sewn little pieces of metal on to make her look maybe just a little bit more spacey and cool and less like a forest dwelling.
Yeah, definitely.
There.
No, it's for sure been a while since
Mhm.
you were on the Forest Moon of Endor. Also, speaking of Endor, there was something very important I did not say at the very start of this session.
Oh no.
For the viewers, you guys all know it.
Is
Uh,
Endor okay?
which is some of I am using words and some lore from the Star Wars universe, but this is
Mm-hmm.
completely different. This is not canon at all. There's not going to be any characters from any movies or any books. They're simply using this system and some of the terminology that we love and hold dear to create a brand new story. So just go with the flow, and if you're worried about it, don't be. Okay, so with
I
that
was
being
under the
said,
impression that we were going to see Darth Jar Jar.
yeah.
Finally.
Oh.
With that being said, it has been a while since you have been on the Forest Moon of Endor, and as you're working on this control plant panel, we flash back to the first time that you were ever on the Nova as a stowaway. You were
Oops.
jumping from ship to ship. You had been on your previous ship for a while. They never discovered you, but you were kind of getting bored of it. You happened to walk around and find the Nova, and caught your interest. And so we flash to the moment where you are crawling through the vents of the Nova, fixing things without even being asked. All of a sudden, systems on the Nova are just randomly working again. But there is a panel that you didn't really account for the weight bearing properties of, and you fall through this hallway and you land right on top of a body that kind of grunts as you do. And you see this tall, thin Cathar man. For those of you who don't know, a Cathar is a kind of like a feline type race, fur covered. He has deep blue fur covering his body, with piercing yellow eyes and a feline face, kind of like if Beast from X-Men was in Cats. That is what this guy. That's what this guy looks like. Yeah, he kind of looks at you. He's got this like canvas combat vest on him with various tools and gadgets sticking out. He's got a blaster pinned to his hip. He looks over at you. Oh man, what's going on, guy? Where did you come from? Oh well, and then
I get up and like,
you bounce away, and he does
Yeah.
something that is very unfamiliar to you. He speaks in Iwakese, and he in your language says, "Hey, don't worry, little guy, it's okay. What's your name?
In Iwaki's, I don't know what the basic galactic translation of this would be. But I say something similar to my name is Bushi.
Oh, Bushi, huh? All right,
Yeah.
well.
And I'm a girl.
Oh,
So-
hey, my bad. It's kind of a. I gotta check myself on that. Guy is still a pretty gender neutral term for me. Still learning, always learning. Well, hey, really.
Like Star Wars.
Fanboys are gonna be pissed. Well, hey, are you the one that's been kind of going around fixing everything? You're pretty good at what you do.
I know.
Huh. All right, well,
I
hey.
keep doing it.
How about you do keep doing it, but how about instead, and if this is a jump for you, I'm sorry, but how about you keep doing everything that you're doing for us, but we pay you, house you, and feed you? Is that something that you
What is
think
that?
All right, follow me. And he walks down the hallway, and you kind of like bumble after him, and thus begins the wonderful friendship that you have with Zaldek. And we flash back to the present day as you're currently working on this control panel. You feel kind of like a ruffling of your head fur, and you look up and you see Zaldek, and he's kind of crossing his arms. Are you gonna get that fixed? Because it was really embarrassing when Wick walked in on me the other day. That's just not something I want to happen, honestly.
And I'll just laugh. Like,
Lovely, lovely.
Question for mechanics.
Yeah.
I can only talk basic galactic when I'm talking to Zaudak, right?
Yes.
The rest of the time, okay, cool.
He's the only one that. The only time you will speak English words and characters if you're talking to Zaldek or someone else who speaks Iwakis.
Cool.
So, as you finish up the panel, the two of you hear a knock on the opening of the ship's hull. And you turn, suddenly, someone being so close, and you see a fit and slender figure standing before you with two long tendrils coming down from the back of her head and flowy sand-colored robes drifting from her side. Emily, would you like to introduce your character?
All that. She's all yellow with like black stripes on her cute little skin pigtails. Like almost like bumblebee stripes. Saber on her hip. Yeah, she's about average height, but very composed, very like put together.
Yeah, and as the crew of the Nova kind of look towards you, we flash back to just yesterday, when you are up high in the station, as you have just arrived the previous day, and then kind of went to sleep, and then are now back awake. And you're up high, kind of observing. You're at this like observation post that has this like beautiful view of the rest of the station, and you turn and Master Tin, the human man with long gray beard and hair put into a tight bun on the back. He is currently standing with his hands behind his back, and he looks to you. How would you how do you pronounce your name, Emily? Your character's name?
Senia.
Senia, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. So he looks at you, and he says, Padawan Senia, I'm sure you're wondering why I brought you here. Well, although we are few in number, we do still have a duty to the Order, to the universe itself. And you have grown into quite the young warrior. You're smart, you're faithful, you're kind. You've made a great Padawan. And the Council has deemed that title no longer suits you. Jedi Knight Senior. And you feel,
I'm honored. Thank you.
yeah, you feel this immense amount of pride as he says this, and
Yes.
almost feel within the Force itself this kind of opening. And he looks to you and he says, "So, with that in mind, there's a mission, your first mission, that we need you to accompany Senator of the Xandurian Democracy. He is going to be traveling along with a Chiss scholar, a man named Lore, underneath the guise of a science expedition from Lore. They are going to be traveling to a system within Cove-controlled space, to the Wibka system and the planet Wibka therein. There is a ancient artifact, supposedly. And although the rumors are few and far between, I sense a great disturbance in the Force. It feels as if something ancient and older than... I need you to accompany the Nova on this mission. They are aware that you are coming, and I need you to be the Jedi eyes and ears. Alright?
Absolutely, sir.
You are to report back to me every other day. And I know that you are very capable, Senior. And I do not question or doubt the Council's decision in any way. But I must express concern. Do not let your heart lead where your mind should.
I understand, and I'll do my best.
He turns.
Thank you for trusting me with this.
He nods his head, takes his hands out from behind his back, puts his hand on your shoulder. Good luck in Padawan. Oh. Good luck. And he turns and walks away, heading back to his ship, where he will leave the Fongbrick station. And you are given the time and date that you are to meet the Nova, which we flash back forward to. Wick, just as you are turning the corner back from dropping off that crate of power cells, you, Bushi, and Zaldek currently see Senya standing there in front of you.
My name is Senya. I was told you would be expecting me.
Am I expecting her?
No, you are not.
Yeah, I don't know that name. We're not expecting you.
Oh,
Move along.
actually, I was sent by the Jedis as a representative to accompany you on this mission.
No. I don't think you were.
In this moment, coming back up the main ramp from the pad, Captain Quan walks up, and he introduces himself. Hi. Oh, you must be Padawan Senior, right?
Oh, a Jedi, actually. Senya. Nice to meet you.
Jedi Senior. My apologies. Hi, I'm Captain Kimo Quan, Captain Quan, whatever. Yeah, welcome to the Nova. Wick, sorry. This, I know I was supposed to run this by you. This is my fault. I know security is all, that's your thing. I get it. And next time, I will tell you everybody that's gonna be here. And she's the only one I missed. So, yeah. And you see him like look kind of embarrassed. And it's interesting because Captain Quan is 100% the captain of this ship, and has been for a long time, but you do see him kind of, he is a little intimidated by the presence of Wick. And he turns towards you, Senya, again, and says, Did you accompany the center? Is he here?
Uh, oh no, I was told to meet you here.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'm sure he'll be along. And as he says that, there's another knock on the hull, followed by some heavy footsteps as another figure approaches the rest of the crew, a blaster pistol firmly holstered to his thigh. Matt, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, I am a Duros. I have completely blue-green skin, kind of elongated, like bulbous head that's completely bald. My eyes are like big, bug-eyed, fully red,
Amazing.
and I'm wearing like a combat suit with a couple pistols. And top of my head is a big, floppy, 10-gallon cowboy hat. I've got a little bit of a pipe in my mouth that I'm currently smoking. As I see all the rest of the people, I say,
Oh, hey, yeah, this is Rock, right?
the name's Rod.
Rod. Yeah, my bad, man. My bad. This is the guy I was telling you about, Wick, and you do remember him talking about this guy named Rock, who he had hired to be his new co-pilot. And in this moment, before the rest of the conversation can continue, Matt, we actually flash back to a couple nights ago. You are getting drunk in the Purple Orb, and as you are drinking, you are approached by Captain Kwan, a human man with slightly gray hair that's short on the top of his head, clean shaven with a chiseled jaw. He walks up to you with a leather jacket, kind of sits down across from you. Hi.
What do you want?
Can you fly?
Hell yeah.
Thought so. Want to join the crew of the Nova 2 days?
How many credits?
He kind of eyes you. 5,000.
10,000.
Make a is it called persuasion? What's the check? Make a
persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion check. I'll say at advantage because your vibes are really matching.
18.
Done.
Proud to be on board. When do we start?
2 days from now, floor 3, section E. Meet you in the morning. And he stands up and walks away. And as he does,
Wick would be so proud.
Captain Kwan knows how to talk to people. As he stands up and walks away, you actually see him bumble into this drunk who is has this hood up, but you can see he has a bald head with like horns sticking out. But you don't really pay attention to it. Continue drinking. We flash back forward to current day, where you're kind of looking at everybody, and Captain Kwan gestures to the crew and he says, "Rod, this is the crew. This is Rod. He's gonna be our new co-pilot."
Does Ewok work on the ship?
Yeah.
I look right at.
Her name's
I look right at
her
him.
name's Bushy.
Bushy,
and then
you good?
Zaldek goes, "It's Bushy."
Hey, Bushi, you good? You good at what you do? All right, that's all I need to know.
Are you good at what you do? How many
I've
years have you
flown-
been flying?
I've flown to every galaxy in the entire universe multiple times, 3 times over at least.
As he's
Name 'em.
talking,
Name
and
every
having-
galaxy.
As he's having this conversation, I'm like going up to his hip and like trying to pull his blaster off his hip and like examine it.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Let's see.
hey.
Well, wait. Let's see if you even notice her. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I probably don't.
I'm too busy bragging. Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked. No, you're not. That was a really bad roll. 7.
Oh yeah, you noticed that
Oh.
she's grabbing at your pistol.
Hands off, Ewok. That blaster pistol is not to be in anyone's hands except for mine.
I will fight him for it. I will like try to grapple it out of his hand.
I try to pull it back.
All right, both of you make opposing athletics checks.
Somebody's about to get shot.
I don't know,
Damn it!
it's kind of cute.
Yes.
It's an 18, but I have a -1.
I
It's
rolled a
18
19
afterwards.
and I have a
Oh.
-1.
Damn it!
That's
Amazing.
So I have an 18. I got 18.
I got 18.
So, oh man, so you you got a 17 though, right? Because you got a -1.
No, I got an 18. No, I rolled a 19.
You
so
both
it's a
rolled
-1.
19s and have a
Yeah.
-1. Jesus
Yeah, but-
Christ. Okay, well then you're both just there, and you're both just like still
Hands
grasping.
off, Ewok. I'm trying to be dignified here. Hands
Okay,
off.
hey, and the captain walks over. He pushes you away, Bushi. Bushi, come on, man. It's his first day. Steal the pistol when he's asleep, like you always do. What are you doing? No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Please, I encourage it. Keep
Yeah,
it up.
I love that.
I walk
Um,
up to Rod
yeah.
and I just stare him. I take the cigarette out of his mouth.
Oh,
No smoking. And I turn around and go back to what I'm doing.
amazing.
No smoking on the ship.
I
Wicked
nod.
hot.
I nod kind of approvingly, and I pull out another pipe.
In this moment, all of you are almost startled by the appearance of another figure right in the opening where the ramp meets the floor of the ship. Surprised because their footfalls definitely should have warned you of their vicinity, just like they did of Rod, but you heard nothing. Evan, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, so I am a Zabrak, i.e. Darth Maul, but not so goth looking. Very pale. I've got a crown of thorns around my head, kind of. They're shorter, and lines etched into my face, and a very almost slapdash looking black streak, a black tattoo that goes from this side of my head down to this side of the head. I've got a nice combat suit on. A blaster pistol on my hip, and just kind of walk right up, and I go, "Hey, what's going on here, Captain?"
Hey, yeah,
Salama.
Zaloma, yeah, this is Zaloma. He's the new gunner, told you about. I definitely am super good with names. So yeah, Zaloma, this is everybody. Everybody's Zaloma. He's gonna be our new gunner. We got a bunch of newbies on this mission. That's great. That's awesome.
I wouldn't call myself a newbie.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Sorry. You know.
nice to meet you.
On this ship, you're a newbie.
Ooh.
What's your name, Lizard?
Okay, all right. I step right in between both of them, and I go, "All right, we don't need the slurs, sir." And I just kind of like put my hand towards Rod and towards Wiggins.
As you do this, as your hands are put up, we flash back yet again to the same bar, the Purple Orb, as you are sitting across from a long time friend of yours, Skeek. Skeek is a Twi'lek with pale blue skin, thick metal bands where they meet his skull as they fall over his shoulders. He's kind of looking over at you and he's laughing. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can still show your face around here. I don't know how you got away.
Well, let's just say he like taps his collar, and his form stays, but his skin color completely changes, and he gets a long scar down the right side of his face. Let's just say this isn't the face that I always show. And he taps it, and it goes back to the normal visage you're used to seeing.
Where the hell did you get that?
From someone else who had it. Hey, so what do you? So you told me that you got something big coming up. I know that you probably can't say much, but I just, I gotta have a sappy moment. Are you gonna be okay, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I wish I could tell you more, but there's eyes and ears everywhere. You know how it is.
Yeah, even down here. Trust me, I do know.
Yeah.
Hey, just don't get your head blown up, all right? I can't drink an hour in a bar with anybody else other than you, okay?
Well, yeah, and I also need, the only person who's connected to wherever and I look around a little bit and just kind of like read the room for a second. Any word on my family?
I hate this part of the conversation every time.
Well, I'm
Because
gonna
it's
ask
the,
it
it's
every
the
single
same
time.
look on your face every time when I tell you, no, I'm sorry. But I want you to know I am trying. I am. It's you and it's me. You know I'm trying. I'd do anything
I
for
know.
you.
I know you were kind to me. It's just bad luck that the ship got boarded.
Yeah.
For us, but for them it must be much worse.
Listen, man, I don't know. If your heart is telling you that I need to be doing this, that something tells me that they're out there. And I'm gonna find them. And you'll know about it.
I know. I gave you that special communicator.
Yeah.
Had it made in the, classified.
Yeah.
You can contact me anywhere, even in any space, even like Cove space.
Encrypted?
Yeah.
Alright.
So you can get direct hold of me.
Okay. All right.
Anything happens, and I can get a direct hold of you. And just, every once in a while, just like say, just let me know that you're okay. I don't want you to go back in there.
All right. And as the two of you kind of have this nice moment together, you exchange your goodbyes, and you clean yourself up, and then immediately act as a drunken, disheveled fool as you go into the pre-planned act that you had, as you bump into the exiting Captain Quan, and he turns and looks at you. Hey!
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. And he looks down at your blaster pistol, then back up at you.
Oh, are we? Is this a duel thing? Is that what's
No,
happening?
no, it's just it's a nice. No, I was honestly, it's just nice. It's nice.
Oh, thanks. And I pull it out and just go like, yeah, it's really nice. As it's the 50 model.
Oh.
50 model. Look at it. And it kind of looks like Han Solo's blaster pistol, but just like future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is, and he hands it back to you. You know how to use that thing?
I've been known to hit a few womp-raps on my way out of the outer reach. I'm from the outer reach.
Could you-
Huh?
Go ahead. You first.
Zalama, outer reaches. Solace is kind of where I was.
Yeah, outer reaches. No, outer reaches is good. Don't need to keep talking. I'm Captain Grimo Quan. Nice to meet you. I have one question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Could you hit one of those wombats as drunk as you are right now?
And I look behind me, and is there like anything outside of the bar?
No, but you are not unfamiliar with gunfire not only going off in the purple orb, but not really being a thing that is cared about.
Yeah, very quickly, I just, like, without doing anything extra like a gunslinger would, like, I just go, boom, and I shoot one of the bottles behind the bar.
He looks at you.
And hit it. And, like, it's already back in my holster, and I go, who did that? Who did
I have a
that?
second question for you. Do you need a job?
Yeah.
Okay. 5,000 credits. I'll meet you at Section E, Floor 3, 2 days from now. Cool?
Shit. And I pull up my communicator and like start typing it in, but like ham fisting it.
Yeah. He
Alright,
takes
can
his
you- can
he
you do it?
yeah, he takes his out and he like sends you, and then he like waits and looks at your wrist pad to make sure that it actually gets there. Takes it back.
Oh, cool.
And,
Cool. I'll make sure I'll set an alarm, and I will see you to Captain.
Captain-
John Khan.
Quan,
Quan.
and I will remember your name, Zalo guy. All right. And
Zalo.
he walks away, and we flash back forward to you kind of standing in the middle of Matt and JMO. Okay, yeah, no, I agree with the new guy. Let's all, Wick,
Thank you. It's very nice.
Wick, come on.
Fine.
And he comes over and looks at you. Hey, I just want to say, I think you're really badass. But I need you to not talk to my crewmates like that, okay? We don't go after
Alright.
physical appearance. We go after literally anything else.
All right. Well, your helper there is dumb.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
she is sometimes. Okay, wait, hey, it's fine. And as he says that, we flash to actually a little bit further away from the Nova as two figures are walking down the path along past Section C currently. One of the figures currently has a hood up, not enough to obscure the face and look creepy, but just enough to maybe be a little anonymous. The other figure stands tall, holding themselves proud, chin up high. Ian, first, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, my character is a Chiss scholar. They are also blue-skinned with red eyes, but look much more human-like. Can't share it on stream, but I do have a photo of kind of what.
If you're watching the
It
stream,
looks like-
Google it.
Yep. But
I don't
yeah,
have the
far more
production
human-like.
value to show you. Sorry, go ahead.
Blue skin, red eyes, black hair, very clean cut science officer looking uniform, carrying big like cases with him marked as like science equipment. And yeah, he walks proudly astride his companion, just kind of turns it in and is like, we're ready for this expedition.
And Eric, would you go ahead and like to? Yeah. Would you like to
Yes.
describe your character?
Yes, I am the Keldorian senator, Beal Hadir.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm wearing. I have a black cloak that has kind of a maroon trim all the way around it. Everything's very nice, but pretty plainly designed as not to stand out. I kind of have like a maroon cowled neck tunic on that's got like some dark earth toned layers on it. And then peeking out from the tunic, if you look, you can tell that my hands are wrapped with this kind of red cloth. And you can't see my mouth or my eyes because I have to have a breathing apparatus and something over my eyes because I can't be in oxygen. But yeah, I'm bald. I kind of look real weird. I have like dark orange skin. And I kind of, when I walk, I kind of do the thing where they put the hands together and, you can't really tell
Yeah.
where the hands are and it just kind of flows down. And that's kind of how I'm walking. And I look down to Lore. How tall are you, Lore? We're probably about the same height. I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm like a inch shorter than you, and I'm like
So I look down at you even though we're at the same height.
trying to like stand taller.
And you don't hear it, or you don't hear any noise. It's just in your head. I just say, I've been training for this my whole life. And I'll just kind of keep on walking without even.
And before your conversation continues, we flash back to a couple of days ago, or actually last night. Ian, Lore is currently in his quarters, and you are standing in front of a hologram with, for lack of a better terms, your liaison for your home world, and kind of reporting back as you normally do. Maybe not necessarily of the findings that you have, maybe so, but just to reconnect with home, reconnect with any estranged family members, just kind of a ritual that has you go about. The business side of the conversation is mainly done at this point. The conversation is waning. Your liaison, whose name would be too hard to pronounce, and Galactic Base looks at you and in your tongue says, "Well, if anyone is to be, of good use on this mission, Lore, I would say that would be you."
That's high praise. Thank you. I agree. I think that I'm the one to be there, and I've not had a chance to really look over the crew or the manifest, but I'm sure I can get them shape.
Oh, if anyone could, it's you. Yeah, but I'm sure that knowing the Xandurian democracy the way you've reported them to us, I'm sure that they will be all highly trained and experienced individuals. But I'm so very glad to hear of this progress of yours. You're making us proud.
I keep a straight face through
Yeah.
that, but like I'm like glowing. Like if I could like blush, like just even do like show kind of emotion just by like a deepening color.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you.
Of course. I guess I will leave you with one thought. Of course, I will only ever hear your reportings. I will never deem myself, as an as a tell you what to doer. But I think I just had a stroke. I'm sorry. Anyway. I would never do that, but some advice, maybe a reminder. When it comes to this artifact, just remember where your true allegiance does lie.
Of course.
Whatever
Always
that.
with the home.
Yes. Once again, well done, and I will make sure to give everyone your best, and good luck. I look forward to our next conversation. The image swirls, and we go back to a long corridor with echoing footsteps as you are currently. How do you? What's the bill part?
Beal.
Beal, correct?
Beal.
Yeah, Beal. So Beal, as you are walking with Shikar, who is the what is the race? Hold on, I'm sorry.
You texted it to me.
No, I know, I'm looking it up right now. He is the now Tolan. I don't know, Nautolan. But they are he has dark green skin with tendrils similar to a Twi'lek, but much smaller and much more numerous, with big black pupilless eyes. And he is wearing very similar attire to you, except much more regal, although he is a little bit smaller than you. And as a member of the High Council, his personification is that of a little bit more regency. And he looks to you, and his brow just kind of curves for a second. Well, I suppose that's everything then. I'm sure that everything will go just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. You sound very confident.
I know. I'm sorry. I there's just so much secrets. The fact that we're hiding your image, and I understand why we're doing it, and there's something I need to tell you. I've heard rumors, and I don't know how valid they are, and I wanted to confirm them more before I told you, but you leave tomorrow. there are rumors that someone in your crew is working for the Xandurians, but outside of the High Council.
We have a mole.
I think we might. So, just be on your toes. And he kind of smirks. Use the Force. And as he says that, he fades away as the image comes back to present day of the two of you walking as you are now entering Section E and approaching the Nova ship. Okay, and as you approach, I just didn't know if you wanted to continue the conversation, that's all. And as you approach,
I'll let Lore, kind of speak for me.
Yeah. As you approach, the rest of the captain, at least, has come down to continue getting the supplies up. Wick, you've probably been doing so as well. The captain kind of looks over at you as you approach, puts down his crate of power cells, looks over to Zalek. Hey, grab that for me, will you? Hi, Captain Quan. Can I help you? He seems like a little off.
Captain Quan, yeah. Would have assumed you knew we were coming.
Oh, sorry. Honestly, when I see people like you, I just think that I'm in trouble, and so that was just kind of like a natural reaction, because
You're not in trouble yet.
Okay. So which one of you is the? Well, I guess you're the. And he points to you, Lore. Well, I guess the blue. I guess you're Lore, the scientist.
Yeah. Could tell Lorette Fatir, but Lore is fine.
Okay, wonderful. And you are.
Well, all right. There's no need to. You're only drawing more attention. Have you ever done something like this before?
Yeah. Well, come on. Here, I'll introduce you to everybody.
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wix just goes like this behind him.
23.
23. Yeah. Okay, so you just observe the man that's talking in front of you, and you get a few things with the 23. You get that one, he's never done something this specifically like this. But you definitely, and you've heard from your reports, that it's a very capable crew and a very capable ship. And at first you're like, this bumbling idiot is the captain of the Nova that I've heard about. And then with that 23, you see a sense of like, oh, he knows what he's doing. You see a sense of like, it's all kind of an act. He puts on this air of like this bumbling, just charismatic, but every step seems to be made with purpose. You see that although he kind of just like lackadaisically asks you to follow him, you see that his eyes met each of your arms, each side of your hips, each side of your ankles. He was surveying you very specifically. You notice that there's more to this man than he is putting on, and that puts you at ease, but also maybe not.
I'll say to Lore in my head, be like, he's experienced, but he seems to also be experienced at hiding things.
As you walk
Can I
up,
respond back, or like, do you hear my thoughts?
Yeah, it says you can communicate telepathically with creatures within 30 feet of you. So yeah, I would say that goes both.
Yeah, no, I would say that goes both ways. Yeah. Communication goes both ways, baby.
There's like a little bit of a rapport between the two of us, and like knowing that is the case.
Yeah. We've done it.
I'm glad you are confident in this person.
As you continue to walk up the ramp, you see Wick there. You see the rest of the crew. Where's that at? Here we go. All of a sudden, a blaster round hits the side of the hull right next to you as you turn to see an entire squadron of Xandurian troopers plated in their blue and black, currently firing blaster rifle rounds at all of you. There are 2 clamps on the deck that were released but now clamped down on top of the Nova. I need everyone to roll initiative after we come back from a little bio break. So we are going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the story, and we're going to see how the Nova gets out of here. So get some hydration, get some stretching, and we will be right back. Hello, we're back. Welcome back to Charmed Persons. We are in the middle of a cool battle about to happen. But in order for that to happen, I need some initiatives. So let's go ahead and roll initiative now. It's okay. You have a second. Ian, what's your initiative?
16.
16 for Ian. Eric.
18.
Sorry, you cut out.
18.
18.
Yep.
Emily.
13.
13. Matt.
23.
23. Evan.
15.
15. JMO.
What do I add to it? Is there a modifier?
Should be an initiative modifier.
Dexterity.
If not, it's just dexterity. Yeah. Yeah.
Just Dex? Yeah.
Your
In the
initiative
fifth
modifier is +1.
If you have a fist section, yeah.
Oh, in the fist section. Okay. I wasn't in that. Okay. 16.
16. Your dex is 12. Ian, what's your dex?
My dex is 14.
Okay, cool. So I'll go Ian and then JMO. 1, 2, 3. Angie.
I too got a 13.
Emily, what's your dex? Actually, I have it right here. Why I'm asking.
18.
Yeah.
Mine is 16.
Yep. Alrighty, top of the turn order. Matt, you are currently this is gonna be theater of the mind if you haven't figured that out already. You are currently in the top of the in the Nova. You hear the firing happening down the ramp. The ramp is just like 10, maybe 12 feet long. So yeah, what do you do?
So I actually have an ability called Bad Feeling.
Okay.
When you roll for initiative, you can move up to your speed. That movement happens before the initiative order is determined.
Okay, great. So yeah, where would you like to be?
I am, as soon as there's any hint of trouble, I'm sprinting to the cockpit.
Sprinting to the cockpit. Okay, great. Yeah. So you haven't been on the Nova before, but you know what a starship is. So you immediately start heading the opposite of where the engines were, which is always a good place to start. And you just immediately start booking it. Your movement speed is 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get there. You get to the cockpit in your movement, and that's before your turn has even started. So you are now starting in the cockpit. You see there are 3 stations in the cockpit. There's 2 out front for the pilot and co-pilot. There's 1 to the side for a communications officer, and there's 1 to the other side for a navigations officer. Both of those seats are currently filled. One with a small human woman with like a pixie blonde haircut, and she's just kind of leaning back with her feet on the table. And then the communications officer, he turns over to you and turns the chair, and you see a very tall, slender droid, completely made out of like black metal. And he looks at you, and he says, "What's going on? Who are you?"
Listen up here, droid. I'm now the captain of the ship. We're getting set to take off immediately, so get ready.
He stands up. I don't think so. Who are you? You're not the captain of this ship. You're not. Who am I?
I'm not here to debate you about philosophical reasons.
I'm GIP2, bitch! And that's gonna be the end of your turn. Because that would be a total of 6 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Is there that's the conversation that happens as you do. What do you do?
I sit down at the pilot seat and immediately start switching switches.
Yeah, go ahead and
on.
roll. Okay, great. Yeah, for your action, let's go ahead and roll a piloting check.
All right. 21.
21, easily enough. You've been in this similar model to this ship before. The Nova's pretty unique in its makeup, but you've been in a similar model before. You immediately start going through the checklist of what you need to check out to go off. You see that you're fueled. You check the cameras. You see that you're stocked. The only thing that's going on right now that's stopping you are the 2 clamps that are currently clamped onto the ship. So that's what you notice with that. So that's what you get from that piloting check. Any bonus action?
Okay. Would I know there's some sort of like speaker system that I could communicate to the people out in the ship or on the bridge?
Yeah. You and he's with a 20. What'd you have? Over 20. You know where the comm system is. Yeah.
All right. I just hit the comm system and say, "All right, this ship's leaving in about 12 seconds, whether you're on it or not."
All right. So all of you hear that over the intercom. You hear that happen, and we will now go with Eric. It's going to be your turn. Ian, you're on deck. So Eric, you're currently walking up this ramp. The blaster hits next to you. You turn to see a bunch of Xandurian troopers currently locked on and continuing to fire. What do you do?
How far away are they from me?
From you, the first batch is about 20 feet away from you.
20 feet, okay. I will use... it's just like a hallway that they're in, or is it like a
yeah, it's
bridge,
like
or-
there's like so the way it is there's 3 floors, like I said. Each floor has like a main pathway that's about, honestly, like the width of a full starship, and that goes the length of the full sections. The sections then jut out from there, and each section is basically a huge square landing pad with room for 5 ships. So you're kind of on a big square landing pad, with the landing pad itself is probably about 100 feet wide. You're at the very edge of it. And then they have moved up. They're like behind some, just like some like crates about like 20 feet away from you.
Okay. I will do. What I want to do. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. So I'm just gonna use Force Throw, but I will use Twin spell and target 2 people.
Okay, great.
And I'm gonna try to throw them. If they're medium, I can throw them 30 feet.
Okay. What is the? Is that a spell save?
They make
Or a power save, I should say?
Strength saving throw
All right.
against a spell save of 14.
That is a natural 3 and an 8 plus 3, 11. So that is 2 failures. Do you cause any damage?
Actually, if there's 2 of them that are close together, I want to try to hit 2 of them together, and they're both going to take 2d8 damage.
Perfect. Is that because they're hitting, or would they
Yeah,
have taken it anyway?
If the creature strike another object or
Okay,
anything
cool.
that it hits or I manipulate it, hits something.
Because I would have given you more if that was just automatic, but no, I
yeah.
appreciate you being honest. So yeah. So
Alright.
you slam them into each other. Roll for damage.
9 points of force damage.
9 points of force damage. So you specifically, Lore, and Captain Kwan's down there seeing it. You see Beal? Beal, yeah. You see Beal extend his hand outward instinctively, and 2 of the Xandurian troopers kind of raise in the air and then slam together, and they fall to the ground, both looking very hurt but still standing. One of them, their
If I
helmet...
could throw them like away.
Oh yeah, so
like,
you
further away,
throw
so
them
they-
up, hit each other, and then they're like away from you.
Yep.
But even from this distance, as one of them lands, you see their head. Their head just, not their head, their helmet, falls off and rolls to the side. And on the forehead of one of these Xandurian troopers, you see the very clear symbol of a combined K and V from the co-supremacy, as it seems that these Xandurian troopers are not Xandurian troopers. Do you have a bonus action or movement?
So if does it work similar? Can I cast a cantrip of a bonus action? Or
Yeah,
no?
I would say yeah, sure.
Then I'm going to quicken spell cast Force Disarm and try to pull one of the blasters out of one of the other people's hands.
Totally,
And they have to make a strength or dexterity saving throw, your choice.
Strength or dex. It's gonna be strength. It's a natural 4. So one of the other people, he kind of like looks at the guys who you just shot away, and then comes to aim back at you, and his gun is just taken out of him and thrown about 10 feet away, unless it specifies something else.
That's what I was looking at. It just says failed save. Pull directly
Right
to
into
you.
the
If I have a
hand.
free hand, I can catch the weapon, so I will catch the weapon.
So yeah, the blaster rifle just comes out of his hands, and you just catch it. And yeah, you have your
You're
action.
not Zendurian. And then I will.
Or you have your movement, I guess.
Yeah. I will kind of stay at the door to kind of monitor the situation, and then that is it.
Okay. All right. Ian, before you go, remaining troopers are all going to take shots. We're going to have 2 at Eric. They get a 14 and a 16.
Oh yeah, those both hit.
Those both hit, okay?
Yeah. We'll use my reaction to do Force Reflect on one of them.
Okay, so the first one was 4 damage. The second one was 6
So I'll
damage.
do it on the first one. I take 1 away from the first one, so it'd be 3 and then 6, so it'd be 9 points.
So 9 points of damage total. So yeah, the 2 blaster, unfortunately, in this universe, the troopers are good shots, and the blaster rounds come flying at you, and you're able to kind of move one slightly so that it only grazes your shoulder, and then the next one kind of hits you a little bit more squarely. The smoky smell of your cloth burning, of the more ornate cloth on top. And that will be their turn, and then we're gonna have 2 fire at Quan. That is a 20 and a 3, so 20 will hit. Total of 8 points of damage. So let me put that down. So Quan gets hit right in the abdomen, kind of buckles over a little bit. And then 2 are going to fire at Lore. A 13 and a 15. For Lore, sorry, 13 and 15. AC.
Oh, sorry.
You're totally
Yep.
good. You're good.
New names,
Yep,
so it's
yep.
not in there. No, both of those miss.
Both those miss. Nice. So yeah, you just very calmly, as 2 blaster rounds come forth to you, you just step to the side as they both land right into the hull, and you hear Captain Quan scream, "That's my ship!" As he kind of like starts to stumble over towards you guys. He stumbles past both of you and screams into the ship. Those of you who are still in the ship, he says, "Zadok, wait, get down there! We gotta get out of here!" And that'll be the end of his turn. And the rest of the troopers that you can see are a little bit too far away to trust themselves for shots and are just running forward. At a quick glance, you still got about 10, maybe a dozen soldiers left, if not more. And you just hear the 2 clamps currently grinding onto the ship's hull as, what are your names? Rod is currently trying to get away. Lore, it is your turn.
So, Lore takes a second to look around, pulls up his like wrist gauntlet holodeck thing, and
Yeah.
presses a couple buttons, kind of analyzing the current people that are around him,
Okay.
getting a sense of their like military and fighting capabilities, and casts Stack the Deck, which is essentially Bless on who do we got? Simia, Beel Hadir, and Wick, kind of protecting them and
Yeah.
using his movement, walks up in front of Beel Hadir, kind of putting himself between Beel and the action, and as a bonus action tries to like take the blaster, since that's kind of his business.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, you can have it.
Yeah. Okay, dope. Yeah.
Kind of
So
give it to you like.
so mechanically, the way that we'll say that works is that you pull up this wrist pad and simultaneously as you're viewing the screen, it's also scanning the troopers around you, bringing up everything that you have recorded on the Cove Supremacy and their tactics and their military strategies. And as Wick and Sinya and Beel are using their powers, you're just shouting out like, aim between these two plates. You know, you're giving them the knowledge that you've gained and earned over the time. Great. So is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn, and just like I said, it's like Bless. So whenever you take an attack roll or a saving throw, you get a D4 added to those actions.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, JMO, you are up. Evan, you're going to be on deck. Emily, you're in the hole.
I'm making notes so I remember things that are happening. Okay.
You're good. So yeah, gosh, Wick's worst nightmare is happening right now. All of these new people are on this ship. I mean, you're new yourself, but like you immediately took over as head of security for the Nova crew, and this is the complete lack of security that is going on right now. You see this blaster fire happening. You see your captain and maybe even reluctant friend getting hurt, and yeah, what do you do?
How far away are the nearer, quote unquote, Xandarian?
Yeah,
troopers?
so since they moved closer, if you run to the bottom of the ramp, they'll be about 20 feet away from you. If you're at the top of the ramp, aiming like looking down, they're about 30 feet away from you.
Cool. Then I am going to yell out, everybody on the ship, Bushi, get that unlocked, and I'm going to use one of my instincts, which
Ooh.
is
I love a new system.
Finrock's instincts. Well, first I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
While raging, you can use your bonus action to leap up to 30 feet into an empty space. You can see when you land, you deal kinetic damage equal to your strength modifier to each creature within 5 feet of where you land. So I'm just gonna leap 30 feet and slam down at like the first group I can get to of all of these soldiers.
Yes, we'll say that because the ramp's going downwards, you get that running start of the first 10 feet, and then you jump, and as you do, you just feel your muscles tense and contract, and then you land directly behind the nearest crates, where 3 Xandarian troopers are currently pitted behind trying to fire. You land, and they make saving throws?
It doesn't say anything, it just says that they take kinetic damage
Okay.
equal to my strength modifier, so as many as within 5 feet of where I land.
3 of them are.
As many. It just says when you land, you deal kinetic damage.
Yeah, no, I'm
equal
saying
to your
3 of them are, so go ahead and roll
strength
damage.
modifier. Oh. Well, it's just equal to my strength mod, which is...
Hey, not
just
this
2.
one yet. Sorry, hold on. That's like a space battle. Okay, there we go. Sorry, what was it?
It's just 2.
2. Okay.
2 damage.
So yeah, so it's not enough to, knock them down, but it does knock all of them back a couple feet. You just kind of elbow them as you land. Go ahead and, just go ahead and free action. Roll an intimidation check for me.
A 9.
9. Okay, alright, noted. Was that your action? I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, it says as a bonus action, actually.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually...
Well, but you went into a rage.
Because I raged, so I have to rage first.
What's happening here?
So I don't know if I can actually do that both right now, if I can... do 2
Music
bonus
sounds like we
actions.
won.
I know, right?
Let him play, Coach.
Let him play. You know what? No, what I
Give
am gonna
everybody-
say, what I'm gonna say is that usually I won't allow this, but you did 2 bonus actions. One of those took your action. So that was
Great.
your turn.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool
kind of
with
what I figured.
you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
mhm.
So you're
And I
standing
will
there,
just like glare at them. Like, all
yeah, physically imposing, badass woman. Okay, yeah. Evan, you're up. Emily, you're on deck. Angie, you're in the hole.
Yeah, the first fucking thing I do is get out to the captain.
He's actually made it back onto the bridge now.
He's onto the bridge.
Yeah.
Who's not on the ship?
Beal and Lore are kind of like halfway up the ramp right now, and then Wick is like 30 feet out. Yeah.
Yeah, I run because I definitely stayed on the ramp.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
shit
you were like
tried to
right at the
happen.
edge of the ramp, so you're about 30 feet away from.
Yeah. As soon as Quan passed, I was like, "Good for you, buddy."
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
get
yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
doing my job, and then I just run towards Wick to grab Wick and get her on the ship.
Okay.
I am going to. Are there any of the people that have not been taken a turn in combat yet of their side, or have they all? Taken
No, yeah. There's 2. We'll say that there's a pair that are kind of like 10 feet away from the trio that Wick landed on that have not taken a turn yet, other than just moving.
Great. So I am going to take a shot at them with advantage with my assassinate feature.
All right.
So that will be, thank God for advantage. Maybe not. 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
Thank God.
These are your basic grunts.
That's 4 energy damage as I just take a shot at one of them, and I use my full 30 feet to get to Wick, and just look down and go, "We're leaving. Let's go. Come on, friend." And
Yeah.
I put my hand out, like, "Come on, friend."
So Wick so you start running down the ship, sprint past Beal and Lore, and as you do, you see one of the troopers kind of turning his blaster rifle towards Wick. You just almost instinctively take out your pistol, fire around. It knocks him in the hands. Doesn't knock the blaster rifle out, but definitely knocks him away from his current. Yeah, what's up?
Was that creature surprised?
No, not surprised at all. No,
Okay.
if anything, you're surprised.
Never mind. Never mind.
And then you, after she's landed and done this epic thing, you just run up and say, "Hey, friend, let's go." So you see Zalo. Zalo?
Yeah.
Zalo. Yeah. You
Zaloma.
see him. Zaloma. All right. So that is the end of Evan's turn. Emily, you're up. Angie, you're on deck.
Okay. Senia's excited that there's combat because she wasn't really sure what her job was for this.
Are you telling me the Jedi wasn't sure what her job was when there was a potential Sith artifact out in the universe?
Well, I mean, in this exact moment.
No, I know,
we
I'm
hadn't
kidding.
faced combat.
I'm kidding.
I am going to Daisy. Stop. I'm gonna throw my saber
Okay.
at one of them. It's 30 feet range, so just whoever's closest.
Yeah. And yeah, go ahead. Roll an attack.
Modified 20.
Hits. Roll damage.
It's not a ton, but we're gonna do it. It's only 2 points of damage, but it's really cool, and my lightsaber comes right back to me, and I'm a fucking Jedi.
I'm a little good. Wait,
What
hold on. Let me look
color
at your
is it?
character sheet. 2 seems a little bit too low if your dexterity is even higher than your dexterity is 18.
It's
you
1d8 damage
With
Plus-
no ads.
for the saber throw.
Or is it
It should
like
be
a spell?
plus
I guess
your.
it's a
Oh, is
spell.
it an extra d8?
I don't
If
know.
it's-
I haven't seen.
If
I haven't.
it's treated like a spell and not like a physical attack, it might not have a modifier.
Because
That's
I have
true.
animate weapon, it's plus my force casting ability modifier. I bet
You
your
have
saber
animate
throw is
weapon?
the same.
Anime weapon, yeah.
Animate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, just a
When he
second.
cuts through things, like the damage takes a second, and then it's like.
And they all gasp and go, "Oh."
And then there's like a little blood vessel that's like,
Oh yeah, you're using an at-will power. So yes, this
Yeah.
is it's just 2 points of damage. So you see Sinya step forward, and she takes out the very familiar, ornate-looking metal tube, and she ignites the yellow lightsaber that appears out from her, and walks down the ramp just a little bit, and then uses the guidance of the Force to throw the saber, hitting one of the troopers next to you, Wick, before it comes back, and she catches it in her hand gracefully. That trooper is looking a little bit more rough, but is still standing. That was your action. Do you have a bonus action that you would like to do?
I just want to turn back to there's 2 people still on the ramp, right?
Yes, it's Beal and Laura, like halfway up the ramp.
And just try to usher them on, get myself like halfway up, but I want to make sure that I'm like the last one there to defend.
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, Angie, last but not least, finishing out the turn order. What do we got, Bushi?
Was I on the ramp? I thought I was like still outside of the ship
Oh, I thought you were.
because I
As
was
far as I
fixing the
knew,
panel.
yeah, the panel is on the. It was the panel for the latrine door, which is on the inside of the ship.
Oh, I thought it was some undercarriage.
But
business or something.
some time
Okay,
had
cool.
passed, and I said
Yeah,
that there
no.
were people doing stuff outside. So if you would have liked to have moved outside by this point, you totally could have.
Well, I'll be on the ramp. Let's just say for the sake of
Sure, wherever you wanna
this,
be.
I'm on the ramp, and as
We're
soon
cash,
as
man.
any combat starts happening, I immediately am going to expeditiously retreat
Yeah.
and take 50 feet of movement
Uh-huh.
because
Yep.
that's dash, right? Is double
Yeah.
double your movement.
Yep.
Also, it says that I have 30 feet of movement. I don't know why, because in the Ewok specs it says 25, so I don't know
Probably
what
just
gave
a.
me.
Yeah, it might just be a
There's some
bug. In
things
the,
that
yeah.
Don't quite like line up.
Okay.
Yeah, it might just
well,
be a
then
bug,
50
so-
feet, I'm gonna say I'll
Yeah.
override that. And expeditiously retreat as fast as I can, waddling with my arms up, going
yeah.
up through as far as I can get into the ship.
Yeah, easily. I mean, you can make it with 50 feet. You can make it all the way to the bridge if you want. Where Rod
I want to
is.
be with that little robot man.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Speaking of top of the turn order, we come back to Rod as GIP2 is looking at you, and he says, "No, seriously, what are you doing? You can't just get in this seat, man. This is not your ship. Who is this guy, Bushi?"
Hey, hold on. Hey, you bag of bolts, you Ewok, you any of you know how to turn off, get these
And I like go up to
clamps?
him and
All right. I'm sorry, we're having some communication issues. Maybe we'll have to work on that. But for now, we need to get these clamps off the top of the ship. Any of you know how to do that?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
At advantage with Bushi being there and kind of like not acting immediately afraid of you.
20. Dirty 20.
All right, yeah, I can get the clamps off, but I don't like this, and I don't like you. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much. And,
I'm not going to lose any sleep over this relationship.
And you notice that GIP2 walks over to his station and inputs a long tendril that escapes from his wrists into the station and immediately starts computing something. And those of you that are on the ramp, due to Rod's calm demeanor, the clamps, and you can hear the troopers, "No, they're getting away, stop them!" And yeah, so we'll say that was your action, persuading GIP2 to help you out. So do you have
Okay.
a bonus action or movement that you'd like to do?
Can I see like Wick out of some of the windows in the cockpit, or is that on the other side of the ship?
You're not out of the windows, but you have a series of cameras that you can rotate through that you could see her.
All right. Damn, Lizard can jump far. All right, and I get back on the comm and say, "All right, we got 6 seconds, and I will leave you no matter if you have a lightsaber or not."
All right. Is that the end of your
That's my
turn? All right, dope. Eric, you are up. Ian, you're going to be on deck after the troopers.
JMO, you're like 30 feet out there. Okay.
I just now realized that the stream is not hearing the robot voice, but that's okay. It's more so for you guys.
Oh,
They're missing out, man.
oh man. How far away are the people that are still advancing to the ship?
Now there's two that are like, oh no, there's two that are 20 feet away and to the right. There's three that are right in front of Wick that are 20 feet away, and then there's two more that are to the left and about 20 feet away. And then 40 feet plus, you see even more coming.
Yeah, if the ones that are 20 feet away to the left, I'll move like 5 feet up. It's a 15-foot cone, so I
Okay.
can hit them.
Uh-huh.
And then I will use force current. So each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a strength saving throw. And I will do it at a second level. So I'll get 4d6.
I rolled an 11 and an 11.
So they both fail. So they'll take full damage, and then they move 5 feet away.
Okay.
They take 6, 11, 13, 15 points of damage. Kinetic damage.
You jump down and you yet again reach within this power that you have trained inside of you. And it's interesting, note, Senia, you didn't notice this before because you weren't there. But you notice Beal use the Force in this moment, and you sense that usage of the Force from him next to you. And you push your hands outward, and the current of Force slams into the two troopers, and they lift up and slam into the ship behind them and crumple to the ground, unmoving.
And then I will. Do I want to? No, I'll just I'll move back into the ship a little bit.
Okay, cool. Sorry, we're riding horses. All right,
Yeah.
so now it is the troopers' turn. The three that are next to Wick, they are too close for blaster rifles, so they all take out these electric batons that they have and are going to make attacks on you. So the first one is a 12. JMO?
Sorry,
No worries.
I
12?
said new names. I'm listening
You're
for
good.
Buffy.
You're good.
That's not a word.
You're totally good.
Nope. 12 does not hit.
I'm assuming a 4 doesn't hit either. What about a 16?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one does.
All right. You take a total of 5 points of kinetic damage as the third bond halved.
Well, I just yes, because I think since I'm raging,
Yes.
but I don't know if kinetic or something. I have resistance to kinetic and energy. Okay,
Yeah.
still getting the
No, you're totally
the new
good.
stuff.
No worries.
So yes, and then I also have armor. I don't know if this was max damage in the dice. Like if you roll the highest, you basically have to
didn't.
reroll.
He didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Just wanted to
that's
make sure.
dope. But yeah,
Yeah.
the third one, the first two, they do hit you, but one hits you on a very scaly hide section of your arm, doesn't really hurt. The other one you parry off with your bracer, but the third kind of does just like thrust it into your abdomen, causing you 5 half to 2 points of damage, kinetic damage to your abdomen. Then the other two who are off to the right, one is going to take a blaster rifle shot at Senia and get a natural 20. Sorry,
I
darling.
think that's gonna hit.
And that's going to be a total of 12 points of damage as you watch a
Ouch.
blaster round slam itself into the side of Senia. Senia, you immediately feel a searing pain in your right side as the other blaster rifle shot goes towards Wick with a 15.
If it matches I
Yeah,
feel
if
like
it
I'm
ma-
forgetting everything.
You're
about
good.
D&D.
You're totally good.
It's a new system.
If it
Like,
matches,
does
it does
I
hit.
don't know.
If it
Then yes,
matches,
it
it
is.
hits. So it's it would be 7 points of energy damage halved to 3 as the blaster rifle slams into your armor, penetrates, hits your flesh a little bit, but you're so angry in this moment that everything has gone awry that it just doesn't matter. And then
I'm also just like half smiling. I'm just like,
yeah, and then the rest of the troopers who are further away continue to run closer as you guys realize that you're getting a little overwhelmed. That'll be the end of their turn. Captain Quan will now enter the starship. He puts a hand on your shoulder, Rod, and then sits in the chair opposite you. Oh, all right. Maybe next time wait for me, but I really like the energy, honestly. It's really efficient.
I'm gonna need you to divert auxiliary power to the rear reflective shields.
Yeah, yep, done. And forward, all forward thrusters move to the back. And he just kind of like continues, and you both just start talking about what you need to do. In the same way that he recruited you, very matter-of-factly, very efficiently. And that's the end of his turn. Ian, it's your turn. JMO, you're on deck.
Yep. So using the scholar ability, critical analysis, I use my bonus action to pick out a target that's closest to Simia.
Okay, yep, the one that fired on her.
Is there one there was one that was close by? Yeah, with the batons or.
Oh, those were the ones around Wick.
Oh.
Yeah. She's just a few feet ahead of you guys.
Oh, sure.
Sina is, yeah.
That, rather than Simia, one close to Wick then.
Gotcha. Yes, understood.
And
Maybe the one that's just to give you a choice, if you do want it, there's two who are a little bit hurt, and there's one who's more hurt.
the one of the two that is less hurt.
Okay, cool. Yep.
But that gives me the ability with blaster weapons and finessable weapons to use my intelligence modifier for my attacks rather than my strength or dexterity.
Fantastic. Great.
Which is very cool.
Yes.
And then I will shoot with the blaster that I took from Beal.
Yes. Okay, so that's a blaster rifle.
Okay,
Yeah, just so you know, for mechanics sake, which I think is a D8.
great. Then firing at that person.
You did the whole
You didn't
show,
take
and we
it.
couldn't even
I
hear
gave
you.
it to ya. Damn it. That would have been so cool.
What'd you say, buddy? I'm sorry.
It's gonna be a 17.
That'll definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Roll D8. 7 plus 2. So 9 points of energy damage.
Yeah, I love
I'm
this.
also going to
Go ahead.
expend a superiority die
Okay, cool.
to use the maneuvering strike to give to JMO's character if they want it. They can use their reaction to move half their movement speed away without giving opportunity attacks. Yelling, "Get back to the ship!"
Do you want to do it?
I mean, she wouldn't run away right now, no.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, so what happens is, I love describing this. So, you utilizing the knowledge that you have, you notice that you're like the Cove. They're not used to wearing this armor. They don't really know how to put it together. There's a spot right underneath the right armpit, if I can just, and you hit the trigger, and it slams into the guy, penetrating through his chest and out the other side, and he crumples to the ground dead. As you see, now only standing next to two foes, Wick. And you look back, and I mean, it was well timed. It was right underneath the strike that you were hitting. And yeah, well done. So that is the end of your turn. Would you like to, or unless you would like to use any movement?
Moving further up the ramp, just trying to put myself between Beal and
Yes.
any blaster fire.
You are, just so you're aware mechanics wise, as long as you're on the ramp, you'll be put into the ship. So, so you're on the ship. So that is the end of Ian's turn. We're gonna go with Wick with J-Mo.
Cool. I'm going to look at the one.
So there's one in front of you
That
who's
hit.
less hurt, and there's one in front of you that's more hurt. The one in front of you who's less hurt is the one that hit you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at that one
Gotcha.
and give him another smile and just both hands overhead slam down with my electro hammer.
Awesome.
And then I. Do I have? This doesn't say I have advantage on attack rolls
Why would you?
because I'm raging.
Advantage raging doesn't give you advantage on attack rolls. A reckless attack does.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I would like to reckless attack, but it's actually a reckless strike,
Yeah.
which is a
Okay.
special approach, and so I'm going for the staggering strike
Okay.
if I hit.
Yeah. Go
But
ahead.
so yes.
Roll for an attack. That's advantage.
Whew, I'm glad I got advantage. So that is a dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
And so then they have to do a strength or dex save or get pushed 5 feet back.
And I'm sure you also still do the amount of damage to them.
Yes. Sorry, I was gonna let you roll that while I
No,
did
you're good.
damage as well.
They got a 15 on their save.
Okay, I did 5 kinetic damage and sorry, I'm mathing.
You're good. Yeah, I think you get +2 because you're raging.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly.
Did any of those attacks miss? I'm sorry, I forgot that they also get the D4.
Oh yeah.
right.
No, I don't think any of them did actually. I think there's been some low
Mm-mm.
damage, but I don't think there's been any missed attacks.
Okay, so it does 7 kinetic damage with the extra from raging, and
Okay.
then 8, 10. I had to get to 12 DC. to
Okay,
not
so it
get knocked
succeeds the
back,
save,
So
but it doesn't matter because as you smile and look at him, you take the hammer off of your hip, spin it in the air, catch it as it goes up in the air, takes it up with the momentum, bringing it back down. His helmet just crunches underneath the weight of the hammer, and he falls to the ground, unconscious. All that is remaining in front of you is the less hurt, or is the more hurt Xandurian trooper. You have your bonus action and movement left.
I am going to turn to write it down, Zoloma,
Mm-hmm.
and say, I said get on the ship first, and I turn and I start running back to the ship.
I said first.
I said first.
Love it.
And I start running back to the ship, and I'd like to do the 30 feet of my movement to get back to where I was,
Yeah.
and then I have another instinct that while I'm raging, I can use dash as a bonus action, so I will use my bonus action dash to then get like in as far into the ship and close to the cockpit as I can.
Yeah, I mean, with the 30 feet of movement and then the bonus action dash, you all see, you all that are in the cockpit, you see Wick just come barreling through. GI looks at you, and he says, "Oh, thank God, finally someone with some brains. Seriously, this is way too hectic, Wick. How did you let this happen?" And your tumultuous relationship with GI is revealed. And then it is now Evan's turn. Emily and Angie, you're on deck.
Are there any? So I was by Wick, and then Wick ran away, and then Wick came back to me, like where I was, and then got him to the ship, right?
Yes, so the only person currently out is you.
Great. Are there any fuel cells around me?
Yeah, there's some fuel cells. Yeah.
Like external, like combustible fuel cells?
Yep, for sure. Gotta be. It's a
Great,
pain.
I take a shot at one.
Okay.
Just explode.
Yeah, there's
it and
one.
start-
There's one kind of near the two that had fired upon Sinya and yourself. So go ahead and make an attack roll to see if you can hit that Hit that canister.
All right. I just had a very shitty moment where I went. I have advantage on attack rolls because those two souls haven't taken their turn yet. 14.
14. That'll definitely hit. I rolled 2d6 for the damage. They each take 5 points of damage as it explodes outwards. That kills one of them outright as he slams on the ground smoking. The other one, his armor catches on fire and he drops his blaster and is just running away, like trying to put it out.
Great. Yeah, I immediately take my bonus action, my cunning action, to dash into the ship, doing hopefully some cool like dive onto it as it comes up.
yeah.
Getting up and getting on there.
For sure. All right, Emily.
Okay. Am I within 30 feet of any of them still?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I am going to get as far inside as I can while still being able to attack, like right on the edge.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And can I just like hold my action for if somebody tries to attack the senator?
Of course you can. Yes.
Thank you.
Angie is already in the cockpit and away from the combat. So we will jump out of combat as the ship of the Nova, piloted by Captain Quan and Rod Trax, starts to pull away from Section E of Floor 3 of the hangar. The clamps now released. Blaster fire still fires at the ship, but thanks to Rod's recommendation, the deflector shields easily deflect them. And you start to head out of the hangar. You immediately hear on transmission through the ship, you hear Nova classification 319. This is Fabric Station all-purpose hangar operator 312. What is the purpose of this exit?
We're getting fired upon pretty heavily here.
Roger, we do see that. What is the cause of the commotion?
I didn't really stick around to find out.
Captain Quan. Captain Quan speaks in the intercom, and he says, "Because a bunch of your troopers went ahead and fired on us. That's what happened." And at this point, as you guys are pulling away, the rest of you have now, it's kind of a tight space, but the rest of you are now at the door of the bridge if that's where you wanted to go. And as you were walking, you heard this conversation happen over the intercom because Rod is still holding down that, or still having that setting turned on. So the communications are also blasting externally from the ship right now.
Yes.
If I hear him say that, I'll say they weren't Zendurian, they were Cove.
I confirm that and like look to Quan, like these were Cove.
I'm being told by Science Officer Blore that they weren't Zandurian troops. We are leaving for our safety. We recommend that you get people to Section E of Floor 3 right away. You hear kind of a moment of silence. Roger, thank you, Nova Ship, classification 349. Safe departure. And the rest of you continue to fly out of the all-purpose hangar and into open space as the Nova is currently your home. Things definitely de-escalate as you leave the hangar. As you do leave the hangar, the large, gargantuan size metal hangar doors slide to a close for lockdown. You specifically, Beal, would know that hesitation when he was listening, someone of some authority interrupted that transmission and ordered that you guys were free to go. It was definitely helpful that of what you said, but definitely had some help from higher up there in that moment. And you continue to exit Fogbrick Station, and Captain Quan kind of holds his abdomen. He looks over at you, Rod. Rod, can you just get us to the warp gate?
Yeah, will do. Looks like you got shot. Maybe you should go back to the medic and leave this to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And he stands up, and he kind of starts walking past you guys.
I walk up to him and I just go, "Hey, Captain, you're all right. You took a good shot there."
Yeah, we've got a medical station back here, and I can try to patch myself up. I've done it many times before.
Yeah. You did a good job. Good job. And I give him a thumbs up like this.
He kind of, thanks. And
Back and
the general layout.
Can I look at his wound to see if it's like real? Just like take a glance at it.
For
Just
sure.
to make sure he actually got shot.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Prove it.
Fucking prove it, man. You got shot. Fucking prove it.
got shot.
17.
Name 3 places.
17. He is definitely shot. He's maybe leaning into it a bit. And at that moment, you see him kind of look over, and he says, GI, please, I could use some help. And GI stands up, and he says, well, that's fine with me, because honestly, I can't be in here with these airheads anymore. This is absolutely ridiculous. And you hear GI just like reprimanding Captain Quan as they walk out of the bridge. Captain Quan seemingly not really having much control over his crew members, even though he is captain of this ship. They walk back towards the little hallway. Just to give you a little bit of insight as to the layout of the ship, because I don't have it done yet. There's the main ramp that takes you up the back of the ship and into a large round common area. This common area then splits back from behind the way the ramp came. So like hanging above the ramp basically are 2 sections on the back of the ship that are the quarters. Moving forward out of the common area, there's a long hallway that then splits down the middle into 2 smaller hallways that go to the 2 gunner sections. That hallway in the middle then continues and splits once again to a science/medical lab and then a communications lab. And then the hallway continues again to the bridge. Also in the common room, there is a hatch that can slide open and extend a metal ladder to storage down below. Not a huge ship, just the right size. A little bit cozy. Gonna be a cozy trip. So that's the layout of the ship, just so you know. The captain and GIP2 are walking out of the bridge and towards you passed it on your way where the medical and science lab are, and the rest of you are currently standing on the bridge.
I walk up to Rod, or rather behind him. I assume he's still in the pilot chair.
Yeah, and one of them.
Hey, that was way to take the initiative on there. Nice job, man.
Yeah, I've been in that exact scenario many times.
That exact scenario.
Yeah, usually I leave a little bit earlier, but I had to wait a little bit for all of you to get on the ship. But you're lucky you caught me in a good mood.
Well, what would happen if we caught you in a bad mood there, bud?
You'd be face down on the landing strip back on the base.
Okay, well, maybe, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. Don't do that, because you're paid to do this job too, right?
I am paid, yes. So
Yeah,
that
I
means
don't think you want to leave your employer behind, and our employer is the intrepid Captain Quan there. So
yeah, he's fine.
That's not necessarily true. He's not.
I
Somebody
go and
employed
stand
him.
like right behind the chair and just like look down at him.
wait. It's okay. It's all right. We're
Stay there.
We're doing all right. Well, can't help you there, buddy. And I lean around the chair towards Rod. I'm like, just try not to make any more insensitive comments.
Zaldek, who you all have seen now as as a reminder, this feline, tall man. He looks down at Bushi, kind of ruffles the fabric on the top of your head again. You all right? He says in basic. Yeah. Listen, I don't want you anywhere near blaster fire. You understand me? You did the right thing. You hear pew pew, you go. Okay? All right, I'll take that as a yes. And he kind of leans back up and he looks over to you, Sinya. And as you were just kind of, oh, sorry, were you gonna react, Bushi?
Well, I was just gonna say after that, I have determined through the course of this takeoff that Bushi does reside in the storage area of the ship.
Yeah.
And so she's just
despite
gonna waddle.
Zaldek's attempts to get you to get into a room.
No,
you
I love
just-
it. It has a little ladder. It's just like home.
Yeah.
So I'll like go down to the storage ship, swing it open really dramatically, look back at everyone else. And
You
then
all
just
sit
go.
witness this. Yeah, it's very a very sassy emotion from such a small creature.
You employ Ewoks?
When they're good
I'll
about
talk to the person who was talking to.
yeah. Zaldek looks back at you.
Okay.
He kind of looks over at Wick, then back at you, and he says, "Yeah, if they're good at what they do." And she is.
You got something against him?
No, not at all. Just I usually don't see them working for anybody. Usually they're
It's not a crazy.
free roaming.
Yeah, it's not a crazy weird assumption to think that is out of the norm.
Yeah, I
And
just
plus
wanted to make sure he
there's,
wasn't racist.
Yeah, we got a lot of
No.
racists apparently.
Yeah, we don't want that. I'm
Species
sorry,
are-
I walk up to Beal and I go, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to meet you before we got shot at, but who we got here? I just kind of want to know, who everybody is because we're gonna be a family for a little bit,
Well, you are employed by the democracy. I wouldn't say we're family, but I am Senator Beal Hadir.
Oh, we're just telling people now. Okay.
Oh yeah, they all knew that we were coming.
I wish we would have talked about that beforehand, but sure. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and who? I'm so. This is so rude of me. And you are,
You can call me Lore.
or, nice to meet you. Is that short for something?
It is. It's in the Chiss language. I don't know. A lot of people have trouble with that. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Your name is not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Gatel Oret Vatir. Okay.
You're right. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. that's tough. Nice to meet you, Laura. So you guys work for the democracy?
Currently.
Oh,
You can say that.
Oh, well, goodness. Well, I'm just here for the trip. Well, not for the trip. I want the credits. But I didn't know anyone had I didn't know anybody represented anybody here. I thought we were just.
Did they tell you what you're doing here?
No, not really. I mean, I ran into.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Good? What? That sounds.
You seem to talk a lot.
Well,
The less you know, the better.
The
You
less-
don't need to know what this mission is.
Oh.
Are you
Wait,
all
now-
gonna
wait,
talk
are you
in
been
my
on it, Wick?
cockpit, or are you gonna go and talk in another designated area?
We
I
can
think I'll
talk in
stay right
a-
here, thanks, Ron.
Oh, okay.
I want to be clear that
Glare at Wick.
just because we're all working for the democracy doesn't mean you take orders from
I
either.
thought
of
we
us.
were working for Quan.
You are working for Quan.
I'm the
But who's
captain
Quan
now.
working
You are not the captain.
He's the acting captain, right?
No, he's a
No,
co-pilot.
he
Captain
is
gets
the
hurt.
co-pilot. You hear Captain Kwan's voice as he comes back in with a bandage wrapped around himself. That is the co-pilot. Don't go getting ahead of yourself, Rod. You're talented, but you're not nearly as good looking as me.
Sir, real quick question, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. Are we working for the democracy?
Hey, one thing first. bring your Boy Scout level down about 3 notches, okay? Because you're giving me a hangover and I haven't had an ounce of alcohol. Second of all, yes, we are, but what you really are doing is working for me, your captain. I'm a very happy-go-lucky guy. You all are going to experience this, but I'm also very good at what I do. So, I need you all to put aside your belongings, grab your quarters, and meet me in the common room in 5 minutes.
Can I keep my blaster though?
Okay, 2 more notches. Seriously. And he just walks out of the Starship Bridge.
As soon as he said I feel hungover without a drink, I'll just like go to like where I know the like booze to be, and I'll just like literally just like as he's talking.
Yeah,
have a
and
drink
he's
in
like
his hand.
literally he's walking away and he just grabs the glass. Like it's just it's a ritual that you guys have.
I just like mutter under my breath. I just feel like it's just how I am. I don't know how to change who I am as a person. Wait, do I have like a Boy Scout problem?
No, you just sound like one.
Oh.
At this point, Zaudet kind of looks over to you, Sinya, and you even subconsciously have just kind of been pressing a hand to your side. Are you hurt? Are you okay?
Oh, a little. Yeah, I think I hadn't even really realized, but yes.
Yeah, you see her lift her hand up, and there's a burning hole where her robe was, and a tinge of red on her armor underneath.
Where did you say the medical station is?
That way.
It's that way.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll go.
All right, we didn't get a chance to introduce each other either.
Cielo.
What was that?
I'm already gone.
I will say, interesting point of.
Senior, which I don't know if that was a farewell or.
Same, yeah.
Interesting point of order. You are definitely aware of the Order's presence, both Lore and Beal, and Uwick. But Rod, Z, I'm just gonna start calling you Z. I can't pronounce your freaking name. Zao, is that what it's? Zao?
Zaloma.
Zalo.
Zalo space M-A.
Okay, Zaloma.
Zaloma.
Zaloma. Okay, so Zaloma and Rod, and yeah, Zaloma and Rod. Interesting. It's weird. It's the Jedi are rare these days. So seeing that lightsaber in action, knowing who she is just interesting to you. So yeah, you go back to the medical station. You actually walk in, and as the door opens, you hear, "Well, are you sure we can trust them?" And they both kind of look over to you, and Captain Kwan says, "Hey, get a little beat up yourself?"
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine. Here, come on over. And you've seen a medical station like this, very basic supplies, very basic medical droid that occupies it. It's basically the same experience as a regular healing potion. So go ahead and heal yourself 2d4 plus 4 hit points as the droid starts to go to work on the wound on your side.
Is this the same? Is it a different droid?
It is a different droid. It is not GI. GI is still just kind of sitting there. GI actually is like, you hear this like tee as he's like nervously like running his fingers over his knees.
I'll look at GI and say, I believe I caught your name, and I'll look down at the other droid and say, but I don't think I caught yours.
The droid who's working on you kind of just looks up and is like, he says his name is Med.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Ned, and I'll give him a little pat on the head.
Med.
Ned?
Med.
Oh, Med.
Med,
That
maybe you
makes
need to put some
sense.
hearing tubes in her ears. Humanoids are always falling apart.
I need to actually heal myself. I haven't done that yet.
Okay, so while you're healing yourself, what's everybody else doing?
I would go up to Wick as we're kind of all crowded and just like, I don't mean to bark orders at you. Just trying to help out where I can. You trying to get you back on the ship a little bit quicker, but I'm sorry. No, you don't. You don't take orders from me. And I would try to do administer aid, which lets me heal them for D4 plus my intelligence mod, which is 7 points of healing.
Okay.
Would you need to touch me to do that?
Well,
Interesting point of order.
what is it?
I'm looking as well.
A creature that I can touch. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he would.
I
have to
would
touch
not
her.
let you touch me.
Okay, so you go to touch her and she backs away.
Sorry again. Assumptions made on my part.
Hey, listen, she's just not very trustworthy of everybody. Zada says, and you kind of like glare over at him, and he's like, "What? It's true. I mean, it's good. It's a good thing, but it is true." And
I
Zada,
could use some of that. You could
Of course.
Well,
yeah.
as the captain said, we should all, if you have belongings, put them down and meet in the common room. So you should all be doing that. Captain's
Righto!
orders.
Where-
And,
where
and
are,
Zaudet
where
gives
are
you
my
almost a
quarters?
sarcastic salute as he walks away.
I'm assuming I have special arrangements.
You know of no special arrangements.
No.
No, none. Not like a extra
I
comforter
thought
or
we
something.
They weren't supposed to know that you were a senator.
I'm still standing
I thought
here,
the
guys.
crew was right. Zach, the crew like knows that the senator was coming, right?
You were told that Captain Nova and his crew did know that a senator was coming,
Yeah.
but what you didn't know is that half of the crew was
I didn't know I was
new.
working with the fucking mercenaries.
It's like,
And so those new
Me and one
people,
other.
those new people didn't know. Those new people did not.
Right?
know.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Senator,
Wick
what are you
knew, Wick
hiding
knew,
from?
Captain Quan knew, and actually that's just Captain Quan and Wick, even Zaudet, because they wanted to keep it as high profile as they could.
Tell as
which-
few
yeah,
people
yeah,
as possible.
Yeah. The rest of everybody
I'm-
else was told that it was
I'm
a
a-
scientific expedition. Sorry.
I'm a Xandurian senator heading into Cova space. It's not something you want to put out there to a lot of people.
Yeah, but why? But why are you taking the risks? Or eminence? Is eminence the thing we use for senators?
You can call me Beal,
Beal.
Sir Beal, if you want.
Sir
Be fancy,
Beal?
Sir Beal, if you're nasty, but you can just call me Beal.
I don't. I'm not mad.
Nasty.
This guy does look.
I shower
as
twice a
I
day.
spray back to gel. Like
She won't on the ship.
yeah. It definitely is like a cold cooling gel that kind of forms your flesh back together.
So I mean, sorry that we didn't know, but what does the senator have an interest in the scientific exploration?
Aren't you part of the captain's crew?
How about we save all of these questions for when the captain is here and meet him in the common room, like he told us to do?
Oh,
So no like extra blanket, pillow,
No.
nothing.
You get a bunk.
I'm sorry. I am a crew member. I understand. Please don't talk down to me. I am one of you guys. Well, I'm not a senator or what do you do, Laura?
God, he has so many questions.
I'm just naturally curious. There's nothing. I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. You know what? You're right. You're right.
just because he's a senator doesn't change the fact that this is a science mission.
Ah,
Senators can't be into science.
no, I don't want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just not used to.
Oh, so did you say I get a bunk? Like I don't even get my private room or anything?
A private room?
No, you and Lore are going to be sharing a room.
Can't believe it.
As a matter of fact, everyone is because there are 10 rooms total. So pretty much everybody is going to have to double up. Zaldek and Bushi, or Zaldek. No, Bushi's down in the. So Zaldek does have a room, because Bushi's down in the storage room.
I would
I'm
fight
s-
him
I'm
for it
sleeping at
though.
the
So
wheel.
if he wouldn't fight me back, I would have room to myself.
So yeah.
Somebody who wants to sleep 3 to a room, I would very much appreciate a private quarter. Just
You know,
for the democracy.
I'll that I don't know. That sounds like we should talk to the captain about that one. I don't want to.
He won't care.
Oh,
I mean, just sleep on the floor.
Where the fuck is everybody?
oh shit! And I
you hear
run.
the captain. You hear the captain's voice over the intercom as you all slowly make your way. I'm assuming unless anybody does not, you can just put you've made your
I put it in autopilot.
yeah, you've directed the course to the warp gate, which is not necessarily you might not be using the warp gate, but that is just usually where people exit the system. And so you put it on autopilot as you are slowly gliding towards there at a slow pace. All of you enter the common room, and the captain and GIP2 are sitting there, standing there, I should say. GIP2 kind of like shakes his head and walks past all of you as he walks back to the bridge. And Captain Quan looks to all of you and says, "Please, take a seat. Make yourselves comfortable, everyone."
I immediately take a seat as close to the captain as possible, but not too close. Like I sit down,
Yeah.
and then like, can the chairs move?
No, they're like kind of like what you see there. They're like, oh, you can't really see, but they're like built into the side of the wall.
Okay, I like sit, and then I just like go.
He kind of looks out at you and, well, wait a minute. He knocks down on the ground. Bushy, you hear the panel above. Open up.
So actually, I have fallen out of the ceiling onto the table.
Okay,
And no
great. You made
And
your
no
way
one
back
knows
up.
how. No one knows why.
Yeah.
I had some things to do. Don't ask.
As a matter of fact, well then, as a point of order, Captain Quan completely does not even acknowledge it. He's like, "Bushi, all right. So now that we're all now that we're all here,
I like take Beal's hand and just shake it.
Lore, in like passable Ewokies, it's just like, hi.
Zaldek
I'll
too
look
kind of looks.
I'll look at Zaldek and be like,
He shrugs.
"Ah."
Oh, I'm sorry. I just like a little bit. I picked a little bit up at the academy. I'm sorry. I don't know that much.
I'll kind of like sit and like kind of put my little shoulder out next to him and just like be at the table.
And so this is the one I'm choosing today. Just like a dog
My
or a cat.
friend.
So the captain kind of puts his hands down on the table, looks to the rest of you. All right, well, wanted this to start off a little bit more smoothly. My apologies. The Nova, as fun as we are, is usually a bit more professional. And he kind of like shoots a glance towards Wick, and like an apologetic glance. And then he looks towards everybody else. So, for those of you who don't know, and he gestures, well, not gestures, but he addresses this next part specifically to Lore and to Beal. He says, 2 of my crewmates, 2 days ago, decided to leave the Nova without any warning whatsoever, other than to just tell us that they aren't dead. It was a heavy loss. Russ and Ace, they were good friends of ours. The betrayal still stings. But on a serious note, what that meant is replacements needed to be had. Rod Trax, our new co-pilot, Zaloma, our new co-gunner, along with Zaldek. He says they are our 2 new recruits. The rest, Wick, Zaldek, GI, Tracy, up at the front, And
Tracy.
yeah, Tracy. Spelled GRA. And
Oh.
yeah, because it's alien. As he continues to talk, I'm sorry. It's 9:30. As he continues to talk, he says, the rest of them were remotely aware of what was happening. With your permission, Beal, with your permission, Lore, I want to address the crew and let them know of our science expedition that we are about to partake in.
Yeah, please enlighten us.
They should know what they're walking into.
Yes.
Your ship, Captain.
So we are going to be traveling from the Lavaria system to the Wibka system. The system is named after the really only habitable planet within it, Wibka. On this planet, there have been rumors of ancient artifacts that house knowledge that could assist the entire galaxy, regardless of dominion. Using the neutral authority of Lore, and his connection with the Chiss, his neutral connection with the Xandurians, he will be helming a scientific expedition. Senator Beal here is here on behalf of the Xandurian army, and then you see him kind of like, or Xandurian democracy, and then you see him kind of like flail when he looks at Senya as if he doesn't really know what to say, and then he says, and Senya here is here for our protection. We are lucky enough to have a Jedi amongst us. So that is the trip. It is going to be dangerous. We are heading into Cove-controlled space. We hope that with the registration and access codes given to us by Lore, that we will be able to do so without trouble. But as we are heading to the warp gate, we now face our first decision as the new crew of the Nuva on this mission. And I want to hear everyone. I know what I said, guys. If you could just let it slide once.
Is the ship in like a ring shape?
Okay. Yeah. He looks to the... Yeah, go ahead.
Just while he's explaining, since I've heard this all before,
Yeah.
I'll like casually be eating snacks, but I'll also be like eyeing reactions across the table.
Ooh, okay, go ahead.
So can I insight check?
Yeah, go ahead and give me just a general insight check.
Dice don't fail me now. That is cocked. That's not much better.
The lieutenant inside check.
There it is. An 8.
An 8. So, everyone is reacting with definitely the increased intensity of, wow, this is going to be a little dangerous. But other than that, those who have heard it seem like they've heard it. Those who haven't seem like they haven't. He continues
Captain
to address...
Quan, real quick, just so I'm clear on this. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this Sith artifact, and then we're just gonna give it to this random senator guy.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah. Excuse me. What Sith artifact? Wait, what are you talking about?
You know what? Forget I said anything.
We're dealing with the
Wait,
Sith.
hold on. Am I as the DM misremembering as to why you know what's going on?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't think I do know. Sorry.
No, that is my fault.
Amazing.
I should have
I had a
confirmed for you.
dream.
I should have confirmed for you what your character specific, because you as the player did know about this. Your specific character was told that this is what he just said, a science expedition. However, it is no, it's totally fine.
Spoilers.
It's totally fine.
You almost got force thrown right out of the ship.
Could have helped.
Do you ask anything about just Cove War space in general?
No.
Okay,
I
I
don't say
apologize, Matt. I'm sorry.
No,
I should have
okay.
been more clear. Okay, so he looks to the rest of you and he
It's
says,
a really
"So
long gap of silence we just had.
yeah, I know. I was formulating my sentence. So the next decision that we have that will ultimately be mine, but I do want to hear opinions on, is we have two options. The Xandurian democracy is at war with the Cove Supremacy. We all know this. Going into their space, whether through a neutral territory or not, is going to be extremely dangerous. All they have to do is decide that they don't like us. So we have two options. We can either travel through the warp gate and enter the Wibka system through the Cove-controlled warp gate and just hope that Lore's access codes and registration will be able to get us through without issue, therefore granting us registration in the system, allowing us to be there without fault. Or we could engage the hyperdrive, which the Nova does have, and enter the Wibka system unregistered. However, that is then the risk of being found unregistered if we are found. Both have their pros, both have their cons. Initial thoughts from everyone?
Well, why don't we just check the codes now to see if they work? And that, I think that would help us.
Whether they
decide.
work,
there's gotta be-
whether the codes work or not is not going to be is an irrelevant part of the question. They will work. I trust Lore's.
They'll work.
Yeah, but the question remains as to what the Cove will think of them, whether they will decide to abide by the Science Accords or not. We're at war.
I've spent half my life in an unregistered vessel in the Wibka.
Is this when you were traveling the various galaxies of the universe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how old are you?
Sorry,
How
did you
old-
say galaxies?
Yeah, he did say galaxies.
He's supposedly been to every galaxy,
Multiple
Name
times.
but also spent half his life in one.
I didn't realize you guys were taking math class while you were listening to me.
I'm
Pretty
I'm
easy
sorry.
math.
I'm sorry. Your life sounds fascinating. Like what?
Not really.
I mean, I'm allowed to have the opinion.
It sounds like
don't
you
have
could have had maybe like a influence in a very major event in this world's history. Is that the case?
I've had influence all around every universe, so I don't know what you're talking
Now
about.
there's multiple.
Universes
Yeah,
now.
understood.
I would love.
All right.
I would love a drink with this guy. I'm
Okay,
just
well,
saying
uh,
right now.
I just want to do a silent insight check to see if this guy's just full of shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I already know he is. I'm not even gonna inside.
By Matt's
19.
giggle.
He's
Oh yeah, I'm full of shit.
telling the truth. He's mean. He means it. So yeah,
He
he
really
says.
believes that he means it.
Yeah. I mean, it is not unlike the Cove to disregard various accords and treaties while at war.
Well, what did I'm sorry, Senator. Weird to say. You said something
It's
about.
not that weird.
I'm just not used to talking to senators. It's bizarre.
There's a lot of us.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Did you say something about those? Because those fighters back there, those soldiers who were wearing Xandurian armor, they had the mark of the Cove Supremacy on them.
Yes, they did.
So they know that this ship is going there anyway. So we might as well just be unregistered. Because then, if they know, then I don't know. That just seems more safe.
That's a good point.
That does seem to be a good point.
We also don't know that they know the purpose of this ship. They easily could have just been simply attacking Lore, or maybe known the identity of Beale, without knowing of the
Either way,
expedition
they
they
knew
were
the
about to get
ship.
on. That is true.
I think with the sensitivity of this mission, it is best to leave as little a paper trail as possible.
Sensitive? Like how sensitive?
Well, these are ancient artifacts we're talking about.
Yeah, but what?
What do you know about it?
Artifacts?
He did say
Artifacts.
artifacts.
He
said-
did, right?
Oh, he did say
Okay. I was like,
he said that there was. He said that they had discovered. He masked it by saying that they had discovered artifacts that would be helpful for everybody.
Did the High Council have like a plan that they told me? Like, did they tell you you're gonna register? Did they have any input in it when I had my conversation with them?
They
Or was it just
discussed.
like you're going on it?
No, they
You're
discussed
gonna
that there
do
are.
whatever.
Well, I mean, they
No.
discussed that there's gonna be a variety of options of how to get there, but they also knew that the crew themselves, plus once you guys got a handle of the situation, would need to be the ultimate. I mean, you would know more about the
Got it.
situation than they would. Those are. I mean, the High Flute and High Council. They're not in the trenches with you. They don't really know what's exactly going on. They just need you to
Yeah.
do what they told you to do.
Right.
My vote would be stay unregistered. If we run into trouble, I can probably talk us out of it.
Is that, do you just have like a get out of jail free card kind of thing because you're a senator?
No, I'm pretty good with words.
Oh, that makes.
I know
more
it doesn't sound like it right there with that sentence, but I do words well.
Should probably
Lore,
also not mention the fact that you're a senator if we do get found.
Right, of course, yeah. Yeah.
So-
If anybody asked, I am not.
Oh, so what should we?
Important
Let's,
to
hey,
note.
we should probably say now what you are, so we all have the we all say the same thing if we're asked.
He's a member of the crew.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
but what do you
scientist.
what do you do? What do you
He's a
do?
scientist.
I'm a
Yeah, he
scientist.
assists Lore.
He does science.
So what does Lord do?
He's
Science.
the science
He's
officer.
a scientist.
He's the science officer, navigation officer. He's the officer aboard this ship.
Sorry, this is on
What
me.
do you-
I just
what
wanted
do the
I just wanted it said
what-
out loud so that
I didn't
knew.
realize we were working with a bunch of amateurs.
I'm degreed in the Chiss Royal Academy.
I like
in
puff out my chest when he says that.
archaeology.
I'm not an amateur by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, you'll actually notice that at this point, gosh, what is his name? Quan. Quan speaks
like
up.
the captain.
Quan speaks up after you say that, and he kind of gives you a look, and he says, gives Zalo a look, and he says, well, I was pretty sure that we didn't have a ship full of amateurs. A shot like you seems to know what you're doing, but these questions seem to be a little out of the ordinary. If you truly are a gunner on a ship, you should know that the captain says what the captain does, and that you follow orders.
I do. I also, I also am adjusting to this news a little bit differently, because I also like to be involved in a crew that is all on the same page. So that's on me. But I do also want to say I'm not an amateur, but I do want to. I've never done anything with a senator before, so like that's new. So
Well, neither have I, but I know how to pilot a ship. Do you know how to shoot a gun?
you were on the ship when you saw the yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
well then, position fulfilled.
I didn't get shot.
Gotcha.
He is a pretty good shot.
And I know I witnessed it. That's why I just maybe if you want us to put our trust in you, you should reciprocate that a little bit and just trust that we know what we're doing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. This is, by the way, this is fully honesty. He's not trying to sound sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't realize. I just wanted clarifying questions so that we could all be on the.
I understand.
Same thing.
I understand. This is a tense moment. We all were just fired at. Some of us were hurt. We all just need to take a deep breath. It sounds like the general consensus is we engage the hyperdrive and enter the system unregistered. Am I correct?
I would like to see if I can do like an investigation or intelligence general roll to see if if the plan is already like foiled from us being attacked by Cove.
Yeah.
properties.
That would be a. I'm trying to decide if that was it would be investigation or lore. I would say investigation. You're putting clues together. Do an investigation check for me.
That is a 21.
21. So, you wouldn't. It would definitely. It does ring true to you that the fact that the Cove attacked that section pad does. I mean, it could be a coincidence that they were simply trying to assassinate a senator. It could be a coincidence that they were simply trying to assassinate a science officer. But statistically, which is what you're good at, it would make sense that they knew what this mission was about. Meaning that registering the ship, while could be a show of good faith to show that it is just really a science expedition, it also could be walking right into a trap. So You know with a 21 that he is correct in what he is saying, but there actually is still both options, because even with that being the case, they are both still valid options, because maybe they were attacking you thinking that it was something else other than a science expedition, and you can truly convince them that it is a science expedition. Or, maybe it's not worth the risk. You would definitely know that they will know the ship. But space is a very large place. And there is another way that a third option that you kind of think about, which is you could mask the Nova's access codes to just be a different ship. You would then need to come up with different access codes other than yours, because you are connected with the Nova. But that's not something, especially with the capability of you or multiple other people on this ship, would be impossible. With the 21, that's kind of the information that you glean.
I relate that feeling that we still have other options. We could fly under a false flag, mask the
because the one thing that you do all know is that despite what Beal says being true, if you are caught without registration and you are not able to immediately you're just blown out of the sky. There's no detaining. You're just destroyed. So it is definitely a huge risk. Maybe one that's worth it. And that is definitely a valid option. But I just wanted to put into terms that you guys could kind of understand what the decision is you're making.
Well, I can tell you this. We won't get caught. And you don't have to worry about hyperspace either. I once spent 20 years exclusively in hyperspace when I was 30.
You spent 20 years in hyperspace when you were 30?
When you were 30.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak in his mind and just say, "You can't bullshit me," and I'm just gonna stare at him.
Do I know who said that?
No, you just hear a
Probably.
voice.
No.
I would say it sounds maybe similar to, but everyone's voice in their head sounds different. So it sounds maybe similar to Beal, but not really, especially because you're
I
used to
am
hearing him
looking.
talking.
He's speaking through
Yeah, he also speaks through an
"Motherfucker."
apparatus.
Yeah,
So
everything I say does sound like muffled like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everything does come through.
Hey, Senator, get out of my mind.
yeah, I guess you could say everything that he says sounds like this right here.
Yeah, kind of.
But
Or maybe
I
like
won't even
this.
acknowledge
I
it.
don't know.
now you're just showing
Zach
off.
just over there
What
having
you
fun.
got? Again.
The viewers can't even hear it. I'm not gonna do it. A setting that I'll fix for next time, so you guys can hear
You were
GIP2's.
in his mind?
in your mind, and just say, "No, I wasn't."
Even the captain is taken
Whoa.
aback by this. Is that something you can do?
Gonna look at him and just be like, in his mind, just, "No."
He gets scared and then all right, cool.
This is bizarre. I didn't know that senators had this kind of power.
Well, maybe it's
not,
because
it's not a senator thing.
yeah, maybe it's his species.
All of
I
my
don't know.
people
Yeah.
can do that.
Really? Well, that's cool.
Yeah, we've had to adapt with the mask. Sometimes it's easier to speak without voice.
Captain Quan waves a hand because your eyes are covered too, and it looks like you can't see
Yeah.
out of them. So he's waving his hands in front of your
I
face.
can see you.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I can actually see better than normal.
Okay, gotcha.
What happens if you
Exceptionally
take one
well.
of those off? What's behind?
I pass out.
Is that true?
It would be very
You don't know.
painful.
I wouldn't try to do it if that's what you're. Well, I can't even talk to you. So you don't
Yeah,
even know.
Zaldek translated for her when she asked that.
Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna spend the rest of the time looking at the eye patches.
Zaldek is looking at you, Bushi, and he makes eye contact with you, and he's like, "Don't you fucking even think about it, dude."
But I wanna.
Oh, I love your guys' relationship already. Okay, so Captain looks to the rest of you and says, actually, over the intercom, you hear, "All right, we're at the warp gate. Come on and do your thing." And Captain looks at you, and or looks at you, Rod, and then looks to the rest of the group. So what's gonna be?
I've already set our trajectory through the hyperspace before we came here.
No, he
We're
didn't.
going to the whip.
He didn't do that.
Oh.
Actually,
I mean,
he might have. I wasn't there, but I'm just assuming it's all lies at this point.
I guess my vote is to be sneaky.
I mean, I think if you really think you can disguise the ship, then that feels like the safest route.
Maybe we can put the two options together, Lore. Maybe using the masking option, we can go in unregistered and maybe mask as a Cove ship.
Mm.
Not a bad idea.
Put two options together.
Buy us some time unless we're boarded.
Yeah,
We'll
I mean, we might be able
have
to.
a tough time explaining what Xandurian senator and a member of the
I'm not going to say I'm a
royal
Xandurian senator.
family.
I don't have like a badge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even I know who a senator is.
I guess.
I don't know your face, but if I looked up your name on my wristpad, I mean, it'd be obvious. All right. Well, I guess we let's. He looks over at you, Rod, and he says, "I think we got this, huh?"
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to sweep the exhaust out of the bulats.
He comes over and he slaps a hand on your shoulder and he says, "You're cute," and he walks away and walks to the bridge.
I run to beat him there.
Oh my god.
I trip him on the way out.
make
Or
a
attempts to.
make a dexterity saving throw, Rod, and you make a just make an athletics check.
I got a 12.
I got a 23.
You fall flat on your face. Just
I stand up and I say, "All right, that made me feel bad."
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna smoke.
No, you're not.
All right, I'm not.
We can't
Okay.
smoke on here?
Not on the ship, no.
What do you mean?
No one
Zaldek.
else is
How would you even smoke?
if no one else is gonna if no one else is gonna do that, I'm gonna hit the head. Please don't hurt each other.
Actually, real quick. Oh wait, no, you're gonna hit the head. Okay, after you're done, I just kind of want to show you
The head?
The
I wanna-
bathroom.
Yeah, I want to
Oh.
show you the. I want to show you your gunner station, if that's all right with you. After you're done,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Zaldek talking to you.
Great.
He's the other gunner.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be great.
In Lore's head, I'm going to speak to him and just say, keep an eye on the captain.
I was gonna ask, does another Jedi being here change anything for you?
I don't think so. They're usually on the side of good, so I don't see it raises against any flags. I think it helps, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think tactically it helps resolve, but
Morally, it might complicate things.
sure.
As you, Lore, head to the bridge to kind of convene with the captain, as everybody starts to head their separate ways, you eventually find yourselves in a comfortable place on the ship that you choose, wandering around, being shown by Zaldek various places. Hyperspeed is engaged, and you start to rocket your way through space and time to the
On ship.
Cove Supremacy controlled Widka system, to the planet Widka itself, to see what you can do. And that is where we will stop for tonight. Fun little first session for our Star Wars
Yes.
campaign. I love these characters. Very excited to see more of them.
I love this system. It's a really cool system.
Yeah, it's great. I love that the things that it's really fun to describe things in a modern setting to allow for, just like communication paths, which are like just like incredibly useful. No, it's been great. No, I've been really enjoying it. It feels like a space opera. Honestly, it does. Like it feels like the epic crew, the misfit of crews. So yeah, I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Tune in this coming Sunday for the next Erubrian session.
Monday.
Back
Oh,
in
Sunday, yeah, for the-
Sunday, yeah, back in.
I thought you were saying for this one.
You're
I was
good,
like,
you're
no,
good.
it's Monday.
Back in Erubrian to find out what happens with the aftermath of the Rakshasa attack on Rev, and then tune in Monday of next week, 7 p.m. Central, back here to see the crew of the Nova enter the Wibka system and search for the Sith artifacts. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a good night, and as always, everybody say bye!
Bye.
Bye.